But I just want to talk to something. I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. So, because I do believe that there, especially to the young men out there, right? For all the young guys out there, they really do seem to believe that you have to be this perfect, godlike entity. And I'm tell you what, the more you believe that, the harder the fall is going to be when you do eventually fall, because that's what life is. It's falling down and getting up. But we all have in our mind, there's two versions of us, okay? And this has been, they've talked about this in Native American history. They've talked about this in multiple cultures across multiple generations and different parts of time in different parts of the world, right? And so the truth is this, right? You have two versions of you in your head. And the side of you that is the negative side is the one you constantly need to really put into place. So what I like to do is I like to have an imaginary situation where this negative Jonathan is in my head and he's like, you're a loser, you're nothing, you're not attractive, you're not smart, nobody watches your YouTube channel, you're just a loser working at a job, you're fat, you're ugly, whatever thing you can think of. You know, your success was complete luck and it's not going to happen again, and it's just, it's inevitable failure for you, right? These kind of things are coming out of his mouth. And you have to realize that, first of all, it's bullshit if you believe it's bullshit. If you believe it's true, it's going to come true, right? Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. And it's the same thing with this situation in our mind. And this is the biggest problem that people are dealing with. This is why you can't lose weight. This is why you're addicted to drugs. This is why you suck with women. This is why you can't get money. This is why you're poor. It is all tied into your inner game. Everything. Okay? Because your inner game, your broken inner game manifests itself in self-destructive behavior. Okay? Now, another thing is this. A little exercise I like to do is you have to picture this person in your mind. For me, it's negative Jonathan talking all that shit. And you have to remember, like, you have to physically whoop this person's ass every day. When he's like, don't go to the gym, you're not going to make a difference. You're just going to be a weakling, right? You need to physically imagine yourself whooping the negative version of you's ass and beating them into a fucking pulp. But the downside is this, and this is the truth, though. No matter how far you can kick this person's ass, no matter if you take an axe and chop its head off, you chop him into a bunch of pieces, you set him on fire, he's always going to regenerate and try to come back. And the more you concede to this version of yourself, the bigger and stronger he's going to get and the harder he's going to be to defeat. That's why a lot of people who get caught up in MGTOW and a lot of people who get caught up in the black pill, right? They're constantly feeding this negative version of themselves. They're constantly saying, you're a loser. And then they start looking for all this confirming evidence that is going to validate their opinion on themselves. Like, okay, well, I walked up to this girl, she said ill and rejected me, therefore I am a loser. But it could be a million things. And if you're basing your entire self-esteem off of one rejection, you really don't know anything about women as well. If you think you're just going to get out there and start your first business and have a home run, or start your first YouTube channel and have a home run, or do your first fucking approach and, sleep with a girl right off the rip and have a home run, you're out of touch with the reality. That's just not how the game works. That's just not how it's going to work. Okay, but you have to envision this person, this negative version of you, and you're going to have to realize it is a nonstop battle. So what I like to do is, like, you just got to imagine like this. Every morning you wake up, you go into the little cellar where you keep the bitch-ass version of you. Like, hey, guess what, loser? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to hit my macros. I'm going to make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you fucking whoop his ass, and you lock him in the closet, and you get to work on your life mission. And as long as you keep on doing the work, that person stays in check. And that's what you got to do. You see, you're consistently making deposits into a bank with your life every day. Is it the bank of success or is it the bank of failures? You know, if you're constantly eating Cheetos and Doritos and, Oreos and just endless garbage food, like, eating out, any type of eating out, quite frankly, at this point in our lives, any type of eating out, if you're consistently doing that, guess what? It's only a matter of time before you're a fat fuck. If you're not counting calories, if you're not exercising, and you don't have a genetic predisposition to always having six-pack abs like some people just do, then guess what? It's only a matter of time before you're inevitably fat. That's just like the way of the world, the way it is right now. But if you're counting your calories, if you're going to the gym consistently, and you're taking care of yourself, then you're not going to become a fat fuck. You're not. It's just like, it's literally impossible. So how are you living your life? Are you mindlessly spending money? Are you mindlessly blowing money? Are you mindlessly, wasting time? Well, guess what? You're making deposits into the loser bank. And that loser version of you, those voices in your head are going to get larger and larger and stronger and louder. So it's totally up to you. Now, you can't feel bad when you have these because you have to know that the battle is always winnable. It is always winnable. But you're not going to win it by making consistent deposits in the wrong bank. Make sense?